As Black History Month comes to a close, we're back now with a candid conversation about being Black in America. Our Facing Race team explored several facets of the Black experience, specifically here in Western Washington.
All right, cool.
My name is Chloe.
Kiara Daniels.
Chef Reginald Jacob Howe.
Jessica Johnston.
Edward Nathaniel Hill.
I'm Cecily Krosky.
Dejan Johnson.
What word comes to mind when I say Black trauma?
Ooh.
Black trauma.
What comes to mind when you say Black trauma?
One word, I would say emotional.
Relentless.
Family.
Suppression, fear sometimes.
History.
As soon as we let up, it feels like you're traumatized again.
Do you remember when your family gave you the talk, like the conversation that let you know like you were gonna grow up different?
Yeah, in small lessons.
My dad would always say that we really need to speak a certain way. We need to be very respectful and courteous of everybody, specifically white people. We need to stay out of the way. Low key, not make a scene.
The first time you're getting pulled over, you have those talks when it becomes relevant.
I grew up in Bellevue, so driving and being pulled over while Black was a thing.
I had two eyes, so I didn't have to have the conversation to know what the conversation was.
I remember my mom being extremely just over the top. I'm Black and I'm proud. I think she was trying to counteract what the world was probably going to give me.
Let's go back to 2020. Did you have hope after that summer?
No.
I did, a little bit.
Yes, I still do have hope.
I always have hope. You always gotta have hope.
It was like a great reveal.
Because it almost felt like everything was shook to the core, that it would create like a ripple effect of change.
It's like everything was just exposed.
I think, unfortunately, every generation will go through this. I thought that this was done, but my mom and parents thought that in the 60s too.
We've been here many, many times. We've had riots. We have done this like a lot. We can paint murals, but really what I like is real change.
There is hope because it lets us know that, yes, we still have work to do.
Things don't get changed overnight, as much as we'd like them to.
We lost hope because of every bad thing that would happen. Nobody would be safe and sane.
Whether how dark it seems, hope is what's kept us alive, and the way we've evolved and adapted and why we're here now is having hope.
There's this quote by James Baldwin. He said, to be a conscious Black person in America is to almost always be in a state of rage. Do you think that's true?
Yeah.
Absolutely. No.
Very.
I don't like to give my energy to rage.
I feel like every day I'm having to talk myself down to remember that love conquers all.
If we are in a constant state of rage instead of peace and love, then we are leading into the typical stereotype.
But, sometimes the rage is more frustration, especially dealing with the same situations that, happen more than often. Police brutality, issues in school, issues in the workplace.
Do you think sometimes it gets exhausting?
Yeah. But, that's why we work hard, and that's why we're so damn successful.
Yeah.
How do we as a community try to heal? How do we keep moving forward?
It starts by taking care of each other. I think that's how we survive, is taking care of each other.
The system needs to change, and I feel like that sounds so cliche, so obvious.
Knowing that it's not just about us, that it's about the young people coming behind us.
We have to be strong for not just the generation that has already passed, but the generation that's to come.
It's just bigger than just us.
I hope that the Black experience can put its arms around more hope and inspiration and not the trauma as much.
Because we're the strongest culture out there.
Everything that we do, we just add a little something special to it.
Cooking.
Where we put our flavor that we put on things.
Fashion.
Our finesse, I guess.
We are bold.
There's something about a group of people
We are empowering.
that can push forward no matter what.
We are inspiring.
It stands out quite a bit.
We're able to turn something that was nothing into something positive, so it's a tough burden to bear. But, we bear so many burdens. At this point, it's just like, what else can you throw at us?
It's a shared resilience.
We're gonna have our ups and downs. That's how life works.
But getting to rise up out of those ashes is the gift of getting to be Black.
And I'm here now with producer Brittney Brumfield, who was the voice you heard off camera. Now, Brittney is usually behind the scenes.
Yes, I'm really nervous right now, but it's
no,
okay. Just for you, Emily, I'm right here on the couch.
And I appreciate you coming in front of the camera because I think that this conversation you initiated was so important. Why did you want to do this?
So when they first tapped me and Eric, our photojournalist, to do the piece, we really wanted to focus on Black culture, but literally days before the shoot, the video release of Tyree Nichols came out. So that kind of like just changed the whole vibe. And I really, for me, like I didn't watch the video, and I noticed a lot of family and people on social media didn't want to watch the video. And it raised the question of, if these things keep happening, how do we continue to have hope within the Black community? So that was the answer I tried to find while talking to everyone that you saw in the piece. And if you can hear all the conversations, it was really, really inspiring.
Really powerful.
Yeah.
There's, this resilient spirit they talk about. I mean, I was left watching it when I first viewed it yesterday with chills. How did you find all these folks? And did they know what they were going to be asked?
They did not. So the Facing Race department, we got with Jessica Johnston. She's the director of the Courthouse Square in Tacoma. She was able to find some business leaders in the community for us to talk with, but they had no idea what we were going into. So they were definitely shocked by the questions, and I think they had every opportunity to really voice their frustrations about, the ongoing racism in the country, but they really didn't, which I really loved.
Yeah, absolutely. You've been in this area for a couple of years now. You grew up in the South. Do you find that people are more or less open to talking about issues like race here?
I think they are open, but it's definitely different. The Black experience is definitely different in the South than up north. Obviously, like, my family, we weren't a part of the Great Migration of everyone moving up north. So the talks that you have when you're younger are just completely different. Like, I don't want to say racism isn't a problem up here, but it's just not as in your face as it is in the South.
Right. It's not as apparent when the things you see. Before I let you go, what do you want people to take away from this piece, and what were your takeaways?
I guess my big takeaway is, like, there's always hope. Like, listening and talking to everyone. The best way I could describe it was from a famous poem by Maya Angelou, Still I Rise. And if you get a chance to read it or watch it, that's it. That's the answer.
Yeah.
I
think that's great. And I love what one of the people you interviewed said, it's okay to paint murals, but we need real change, and that's what you guys are doing over at Facing Race. So thank you so much. Thank you for being on camera. Thank you to Eric DeRosiers, who was a phenomenal photojournalist that put that together as well. All right. Well, when we come back,